Hey everybody, this is Victor again from Vitagenics, and I am a Wise Traditions nutritionist. And today I want to speak to you guys about eyelash serum. And this is not just for women, but this is for men too, because it applies to eyelashes, eyebrows, and hair. Okay, so we're going to talk about growing or repairing your eyelashes, eyebrows, etc. naturally. Can we do it? Yes, we definitely can do it. We can grow damaged eyelashes, eyebrows. We can repair them basically, make them thicker, fuller, etc. And we can do it completely naturally. We do not need any toxic chemicals, okay? So there are a lot of things out there that we know help improve the condition of our skin and our hair follicles. And today I have a special guest, my niece, Danielle Cazzetto, who is a licensed cosmetologist. And she's going to school, going to University at Manhattan. And actually, I'll let her explain it to you because I have her in a video. And so I want you to hear from her because she is the one that gave me the inspiration to do this. We started speaking a few months ago. So without further ado, here is my niece, Danielle Cazzetto. How you doing, Danielle?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Everybody watching, this is my niece Danielle. She's a cosmetologist, and she's going to school in Manhattan for merchandising, for fashion merchandising and buying or purchasing.
Bye.
Cool, cool, good deal, good. So you contacted me like a few months ago to ask me about eyelash serum, right? You sent me a link to something to ask me if it was safe or
Safe.
healthy or
Yeah.
something, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, and that I wasn't so excited about that product, right? And so then it was pretty cool because I sent you, after doing research, I sent you a link to some castor oil, and you already had that exact product, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's almost the same exact one.
Right? That's pretty funny. And it's just pure castor oil.
Yeah.
Right. And I think you mentioned you had tried it once before, but I guess you didn't try it long enough or something.
Yeah. I did it for like a week, and I was like, I don't really see anything, so I don't know if it's working or not. But even the ones that I was looking up, like the ones that you didn't like, those even said that it would take like months.
Ah,
So
right, right.
I don't know. I should have just kept doing it, but then I ended up keep doing it afterwards. So.
Right. So then you did, and then you noticed a difference after about 1 month or something.
Yeah, they got a lot longer. I don't know why my eyelashes were really falling out in the first place, but they were like falling out, and there was like spaces in between my eyelashes, or even like you could see really short ones and really long ones.
Oh,
So I was really trying to find something that would help it. And once I started the castor oil, like in a month, they were so much longer,
wow,
and they weren't
nice,
falling out as much either.
nice. So were you trying a lot of different products on your eyelashes before? Like, did you ever do like the fake stuff too? Like, the what is that?
Oh, the glue-on ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, the glue-on ones are cheap, so those sometimes I'd use if I was going out. But like, I
Okay.
needed something that would always be there. Like, I'm not gonna
Right, right,
always glue those on because they look kind of fake.
right.
So I was trying. At first, I tried the coconut oil, and then
Oh,
after
that's
that,
good too. Yeah.
I researched it, and then I did the castor oil. So I'm sure even both of them together would be.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, right. So I'll be talking about that more, combining the castor oil and the coconut oil because
Yeah.
they kind of work together really well. And then a few other things. And I think, yeah, I'll be sending you like more links and stuff about that because Emu Oil is another cool thing.
Yeah.
And then we could add some essential oils or CBD oil and such. So I know. In school, did you guys ever get into that, like researching anything like that, or talking about not in detail?
No,
Just
because in cosmetology school it was more focused on what we needed to know for the test to like get your license.
right.
So it's based on like hair and everything you do in the test.
Right.
Basically, like even like normal like hairstyling, I learned more when I got a job instead of in school because all they taught you was for the test.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
And
yeah.
on like the test stuff, do they talk about like hair health or follicle health or problems or anything like that?
I remember them talking about the kind of problems you could have
Oh,
with
okay.
like your hair or even your nails, but not
Oh,
really anything that could like fix it.
oh,
Like
okay,
they
gotcha.
like see a doctor or
Right,
something.
right. I understand. They leave that
Yeah.
to the hair care products.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you mentioned nails too, because the castor oil is also good for your nails.
That's
Yeah.
good to know.
So your eyelashes, eyebrows, fingernails, and even for hair, like for
Yeah.
hair growth, men's hair growth, or to preserve their hair. So
Oh, that's
there's
good to know.
yeah, it's interesting. It's not exactly a cure for baldness or anything, but it seems to really help. So
Yeah,
I'm going to be detailing in the presentation that I'll continue after speaking to you. I'm going to
yeah.
be detailing these different oils and things and why they're good and whatnot. So cool, cool, good, good. Yeah, I just wanted to get like a real quick kind of summary from you about the things we talked about because you gave me the how can I say the inspiration to go and do all this research. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. And then that was awesome that you saw a result just
Yeah,
from
no,
the castor oil.
seriously. It worked. It really did work.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
cool.
why. I really don't know why my eyelashes were falling out. Because they used to be long. That's when I started to notice it because I used to have nice eyelashes, and then out of nowhere, I was like, why are they suddenly falling out?
Maybe those from using the stick-on, sometimes you may have damaged them.
Maybe, and I don't know if I'm scrubbing too hard when I take off my makeup and stuff.
Could be.
But I use what makeup remover do I use? I stopped using like the wipes, and I started using this. It's called like clarifying water or something. So it's literally just water with
Oh, okay. Well,
something else.
we'll have to look into that too.
Yeah, I'll show you what that is. Because I was like, oh, that's cool. Like it's just water, but with I don't know what else is in it. It's called like I could be butchering the word, but it's called like micellar water. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Yeah, well, you know what? You send me a link, and then we'll start looking into that also.
Yeah, I'll send you a link. But yeah, because like literally I could see like a space, like a long eyelash, then nothing, then a long eyelash.
Right, because your eyelashes fall out.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could also be eyelash mites. They're little tiny things that get in. And actually, so one of the things I'm going to talk about also in the video about the kind of recipe for this eyelash serum is lavender oil. Lavender oil is known to get rid of or keep away mites too. So we put like 1 drop of lavender oil into the small bottle that we mix with the other oils, and yeah, that helps to protect from that stuff. But,
yeah, I don't know like what to like. I want to start mixing them together, but I don't know what to mix them in.
Oh right, yeah, that's
like everything's such a big bottle. I don't have like a little.
Right, exactly. Well, that's the thing, right? So I'm going to put the recipe out there, right? I'm going to explain in detail everything and why. And so people can do it on their own, but it's like, what? You can have all these big bottles of things.
Yeah, like, what do you mix in it?
Right, so...
Like, that's why it's nice to have, like, a little product that's already made.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So that's why I'm thinking that, okay, so from Vitagenics, we'll put it out there. Yeah. Because not everybody's going to make, like, 200-year supply of eyelash serum just for themselves.
Yeah.
Right? So... Yeah, so we'll see what happens. All right, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna cut the. Actually, let me stop my recording. I can keep talking to you, but
okay.
I'll stop the recording here. Okay, so that was my niece Danielle, who, as I mentioned, is a cosmetologist, and that was her experience with trying to fix her eyelashes, and she succeeded using just the regular castor oil. And we're going to talk more about that. And before moving forward, I just wanted to do a quick overview of the issues that we're trying to address. What we're basically doing, as I mentioned, completely naturally, right? So we're going to nourish the hair and the skin, and we're going to resolve a lot of problems. And you have many different things that could be blocking eyelashes or causing eyelashes to fall out. And you can see them kind of listed here in this picture, which does a good job of bringing everything together. And there are many different reasons, and this doesn't even cover it all. But you need to take care of the skin, and our skin is very complicated. And by taking care of the skin and keeping it healthy and getting the pores to open up, that's how the eyelashes get thicker, because your eyelashes will get strangled kind of by unhealthy skin, unhealthy hair follicles. So if you're ever curious about what some of these things look like, maybe this picture will give you some information. I'm not going to go into detail about the points. I want to get to the actual eyelash serum and talk about that. And so moving forward, a couple of tips when you are going to make an eyelash serum, you need to know how to store it, how to apply it, and you want to put it in an eyedropper, one of these types of bottles, so that it will stay free of contamination and last you a long time. And then you want to actually, you use the eyedropper and you put a drop, like just one drop per eye is enough. And you can put it on a finger or a cotton swab or any of these different types of applicators, whatever is comfortable for you. So you experiment with what is best for you. But it's best to keep the eyelash serum separate from applicators. Or like some people use disposable applicators, but that's not really great for the planet, so I don't want to promote disposable applicators. I'm going to try to use something that's reusable, a little bit more eco-friendly, and try to keep your serum clean. Don't let it get contaminated. So this is really the best way, in my opinion, as far as I know from all the research, this is the best way to store and apply your serum. And again, exactly how you apply it is up to you, whatever is comfortable for you. There are many different ways. All right, so moving forward with the idea of this Vitagenics eyelash serum, we want a product that is 100% safe. Now, 100% safe, that means with responsible usage. And we're going to talk about some cautions and things as we go through this video. Because nothing is 100% safe. I can tell you water is safe, but if you drink too much water, you're going to die from water poisoning. So anyway, we want a product that has all safe ingredients, as safe as possible. We want it to be natural. We want it to be ethical. We should not be harming other creatures in the world, and we should not be harming the world itself. And we want it to be effective, proven effective. And so we can do all of these things. It's really not that difficult. The information is out there. A lot of these things have even, have test results, lab results. And for me, more importantly, is actually the anecdotal evidence. I mean, people see results. They're using these different things. And so I'm going to try to bring all the best things together into one serum. So the first thing I have here is a black castor oil. And you heard my niece speak about castor oil, which is what she used. The black castor oil is actually a Jamaican black castor oil, also known as JBCO. And it's made with a different process. The beans are actually dry roasted and boiled, and then this changes the pH of the castor oil, so it's a bit better for your skin. And a lot of people see faster results using the black castor oil. So that's what I would use as the first part of the base of the product, is the black castor oil. And there are a lot of different brands out there. I'm not going to talk about brands within the video, but I might link to different things. Again, you want to make sure you are sourcing from the most ethical, best, purest sources that you can find. Now, as with everything I mentioned here, you want to test things on your skin first, and you want to make sure it's okay. And you want to keep this out of your eyes, which is a little bit tricky, right? Because you're putting it on your eyelashes, but it's not that difficult. And actually, you'll put this eyelash serum on your eyelashes like at night time and leave it there, and then take it off in the morning. And you should be okay. It's hopefully it's not going to be running into your eyes, but you want to use caution here. You want to be careful, okay? And just test it. Just put some on your skin first and make sure you don't get some kind of crazy reaction. All right, so moving on, still talking about the castor oil. Why is the castor oil or the black castor oil so good? And the secret is this ricinoleic acid, which it seems to help hair growth. And I mentioned at the beginning of this video for men too. So not only for eyelashes, but eyebrows and also your hair. Now, I haven't tried this myself yet. I will be, but I haven't tried it myself, so I cannot speak from experience. But there's a lot of evidence out there that says that this really helps to block hair loss and even promote hair growth. And there's a lot of other benefits, right? So, split ends, breakage, dryness. It's good for the scalp, etc. So all of these benefits are tied to the castor oil, and it's used again for hair, for scalp, for skin, for nails, and it gives a nice shine and gloss, which will also make your eyelashes look fuller, thicker, etc. And looking a little bit deeper into this, we see that it has vitamin E, proteins, and minerals. Again, this is, for me, I'm a nutritionist, so this is all about nourishing the body. So we are nourishing the skin, nourishing the hair, and castor oil is really good for this. It has some special fatty acids that fit well with our skin, and the linoleic is an essential fatty acid, meaning our body can't produce it, so we have to get it from somewhere, and the black castor oil is providing that. Now, you'll notice here it's 90% ricinoleic. And that's the big thing here about the castor oil or the Jamaican black castor oil. Now, I recommend combining this with coconut oil. And in recent years, there's been a big thing about coconut oil and the MCT oils. We know the MCT oils are fantastic. And there's a lot of reasons. And one of the reasons is they are great carrier oils. So they help carry nutrients deep into our body, into our cells, etc., where we need it quickly. They bypass some other systems. And they themselves are useful for many things. Now, coconut oil, and you want to use a virgin coconut oil, of course, again, make sure it's well sourced. It's 90% saturated fatty acids. And the MCTs they are saturated. And you've got these 4 different MCTs actually. And then you've got 3 other saturated fats, which are also very good. But there's an interesting thing. If you are buying MCT oil instead of coconut oil, and a lot of companies are pushing MCT oil, you are buying a waste product. You are buying garbage. It's not garbage. It's still good. It's still valuable. However, the really champion of the MCT oils, the best one for skin and hair and everything, is lauric acid. And what happens is the beauty industry, they are taking the lauric acid and they're throwing out the other stuff. And so other companies are taking the waste product and selling the MCT oil for health and wellness. It's still okay, but coconut oil itself is superior because most of your MCT oil and coconut oil is lauric acid. And coconut oil itself is over 50% MCTs. So if you're using coconut oil, you get more of the lauric acid plus everything else that virgin coconut oil comes with. It's not only these oils, there are other nutrients in it, okay? So there's vitamin E and there's also oleic acid and the essential linoleic acid there. And so using a virgin coconut oil is better, not to mention it's not processed, right? It's natural. So this is another big bonus. We don't know what's going on in these MCT oils, what chemicals and things they may accumulate during process, how they might be damaged, etc. So I recommend the virgin coconut oil over the MCT oil. And that is your first 2 oils. And then one more oil that basically forms the product is Emu Oil. And this is a very unusual, exotic type of thing. Many people probably don't know about it or have never heard of it. It's a bird that's popular in Australia. And the reason that I'm including EMU, Emu oil here is because of the K2. K2 is very important for our diet. We really need K2. And when it comes to our skin, it helps to keep the calcium out of our skin. And so it's protecting the elasticity of our skin. It's keeping our skin more youthful. And so that's one of the main reasons why I recommend the Emu oil. And other people have been talking about it and seeing good results using Emu oil to help protect their skin and hair. And there's another interesting thing about the Emu oil. When we look at the fatty acid profile, you'll see that it's actually contrast to the coconut oil, right? So the virgin coconut oil was 90% saturated. And now we look at the emu oil, it's 70% unsaturated. And again, it has these fatty acids that are known to be good for our skin and hair. So really good. And this one is around 50% oleic, which is really good. And everything here is helpful to nourish your skin and your hair. And another interesting point about the emu oil, this profile happens to be very similar to the fatty acid profile of human skin. So that's another thing that's interesting about the emu oil. Now, those three oils are your base, and I think you'd have a fantastic product with just those. However, we could add some other things. You just add like a drop of CBD oil. So now we're gonna get into just adding a little something extra. And the reason for the CBD oil is that it really contributes, or it helps this kind of superhighway in our body between our nervous system, our hormonal system, and our endocrine system. And actually, in our body, we have these endocannabinoids, and CBD is a cannabinoid oil. And we know, I mean, we've known for a long time that this is very good for us to help many things. It balances hormones, and it calms the inflammatory conditions such as acne, rosacea, eczema, etc., which could definitely be impacting your eyelashes, your eyebrows, and your hair. So this is the reason for considering to include CBD oil, and we are seeing CBD oil added to more and more cosmetic products. And from all the research I've been doing, I would say, yeah, included here, just a drop goes a long way. So your castor oil, your coconut oil, and your emu oil make up the base, and then you just add a touch of this, and it could contribute to promoting more growth and help you to repair whatever damage there might be faster. Now, with that, we can now go into essential oils. And there's a lot of talk about a lot of different essential oils, and I'm not going to go into too much detail, but lavender oil is probably the best one from all the research that I've been doing. A lot of people use it. It stops mites, so that's one really good thing. And we know that it stimulates blood flow and improves circulation, and it's becoming popular in mascara products. So we see that it's not only anecdotal. We see evidence of it. We know how lavender oil impacts the human body. And again, it's just a drop here and there that you mix into your base. So it's an easy thing to include. And with that, we can go into some other essential oils. And there are a couple of others. The second most important one, I would say, would be rosemary oil, which also is becoming popular in mascara products. And again, it stimulates blood flow. And this one, rosemary oil, is also known for cellular regeneration, which is a big thing, right, for healing. And there are many different kinds of rosemary, actually. And there are a couple of different rosemary essential oils. And the characteristics are a little bit different. So you might see that one works better than the other. And so just make note of whatever rosemary oil you're trying. And it seems that the verbenone works better perhaps for older people that are much more mature. But again, this is kind of anecdotal. And so you want to try it on yourself and see what's best for you. Now, there are a couple of cautions here with rosemary oil. If you are prone to seizures, or if you have hypertension, or if you are pregnant, you probably want to stay away from it. Now, these cautions are given for like internal use, and we're talking about topical use. However, I would still always err on the side of caution. Right, so essential oils are used many ways, right? Internally, topically, aromatically, and there are different cautions depending on how you're using it. But again, you're only using a little bit, so if you have one of these issues, just don't use the rosemary oil. There are other things you can use, right? You use the lavender. You don't have to use everything. Another essential oil that we often hear about with regard to eyelashes and skin health and such is frankincense oil. So it's another one that we can consider. And then finally, I will also give a call out to the cedarwood oil, the Atlas variety anyway, also seems to help stimulate blood flow. So those are the most common. There are actually others, and there's one more I'm going to mention now. And the last one that I'm going to mention is tea tree oil. However, not for eyelashes because you really don't want tea tree oil in your eyes. So in this case, instead of an eyelash serum, use the tea tree oil for an eyebrow serum. And you probably have seen tea tree oil is very popular for shampoos for our hair. So again, it's really good for stimulating hair growth, etc. And so that about covers it here. I do have a lot more information and research, but I wanted to try to keep this video a bit shorter. I hope this helps you to improve your own eyelashes, eyebrows, hair, and skin. We'll be doing more. We're talking to some companies actually about putting it out as a product to make it more convenient for people. But I wanted to give you all the information here so that you can make it at home. There are people that do simpler versions. There are a lot of different varieties, and I've been trying to put together what I think is the most potent, most powerful, and completely natural eyelash serum and eyebrow serum. So again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you, and I hope you will subscribe. And check below for links to other information. I'll be updating the links as we go on. And thanks again. Take care.